G'day folks, it's a crayfishing kind of day. I've come out here crayfishing to a spot. I've often wondered whether there's any crayfish here or not, but I've never known. So today I'm going to come out and put the nets in and find out. It's a crayfish reconnaissance. I may catch nothing or I may catch heaps, who knows. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Rightio, as I said, I've caught a lot of fish out here. I really like this spot, but I've never been crayfishing here before. Now I do know that it's quite deep over there, so I'm going to put 2 nets in over there. Then I'm going to go for a paddle with my kayak and my deeper Chert Plus fish finder and see if I can find any other deep holes and how much I can access the river and see if I can find anywhere else and just have a look around. Crayfishing reconnaissance, I love it. Now I know I've banged on about these a lot in the past, but I'm going to bang on about them again. That is my Sealskins socks. I've got my feet in the water there, bone dry. I just absolutely love these things. How am I going to do this? A bit trickier in this spot than what it was in the last spot. I'm half beached, but I've done that deliberately. Right, bombs away. Rightio, net number 1. Can just go there. Hopefully that's long enough rope. Net number 2, I can just go there. Just hit the bottom now. Puffed. In one of my recent videos I used my longer boat, which is a Dagger Echo, and a number of people asked me why I wasn't using this boat. This sort of boat, short and fat, is ideal for this. I can sit the cray nets on, I can flick lures out of it, I can leave all my fishing gear in the front, but it's harder to paddle. It's harder to paddle upstream against the current like this, and it's also harder to paddle long distances across lakes. The long skinny Echo, it's much more unstable, it wobbles a lot more, but I can get cuts through the water like a sharp knife, enabling me to paddle it upstream a lot easier. A spot like this would be much easier in my Echo than what it will be in this boat, particularly coming down. These are better for fishing out of, but they're much harder to paddle. Require a lot more energy to move forward. Yeah. Yeah, you'd be alright if I didn't have all those branches here. Right, there we go. I'm through. But the Echo would have cut through that current much easier than what a short boat will like this. But then in the Echo, you can't put cray nets on the top, and it's much harder to climb in and out of. And when you're getting in and out all the time to check cray nets, that's something very important, being able to climb in and out. Rightio, net number 3. You can go down there. Tell you what, I'm going to get some bloody good exercise today if I have to keep paddling up and down that current. This is the fun part now, paddling back down to the car, just going with the current. It's easy and it's relaxing. Now I've just got to be careful because there's a bit of a hazard here, as you saw. It's easier to control a boat against the current than it is with the current. If I get down there and if I have any concerns at all for my safety, I'll paddle up to here, I'll get out and I'll drag my kayak back along the bank to the car. It's better to be safe than be sorry, especially in the middle of winter. Now I reckon through here will be the best bet. Really, in this current, I don't want to hit any logs under the water. That log over there would be an absolute death trap, because if you get pushed up sideways against the log, that's when you end up in trouble. I might just show you that. I think that's a bit of a good safety point for you all. See that tree just there, how it's on a 45-degree angle? If you were to try and avoid this fastest current and go down the edge there, if you get pushed up against the side of that tree, what will happen, the current will hit that side of the kayak, pushing down, which will lift this up, and before you know it, you'll tip. I've got the net, doesn't feel overly heavy. There ain't nothing in it, but it is wrapped around a tree. That's a concern. That should sink a lot quicker this time because the cord won't be as tangled. This could go a bit more smoothly than the first net with a bit of luck. Might have a crayfish in it with a bit of luck. It was on a snag. No cray. Ah, perfect. Much easier this time around. Fucking tree mates, aren't they? Righto, net number 3. Can you deliver where number 1 and 2 couldn't? I was thinking it feels heavy. That's because it's tangled. It's a bit of a bugger. Might try and move it over there a bit. How about over here, a bit closer to the edge? Check this out. This is the deeper flexible arm 2.0. It's the second version. I've got the original version at home. It's the same bit here, but it just screwed straight into the top of the deeper. The problem was when waves went past, they went underwater and then went out of the water. And the problem that I had, particularly in my longer kayak, which is my Dagger Echo, being longer and skinnier, it wobbles a bit, which means deeper up, deeper down, deeper up, deeper down, and it wasn't working to its full efficiency. The deeper 2.0, I'll clamp that under my kayak, but it's got this part on the end called a wave rider, which makes it go like that. So as I wobble in the kayak, the deeper sort of sits still, you see that? Or if I'm in a boat and waves are going past, it enables it just to float up and down and keep it, which should maintain a much stronger Wi-Fi connection and also maintain contact with the satellites for the mapping feature. Rightio, here's me deeper flexible arm 2.0. And that should have plenty of movement downwards and plenty of movement upwards. Now, the deeper 2.0 flexible arm comes with a really awesome lanyard, but mine's on the bench at home. So I've got a little bit of orange tradie string here. Right, so right here, directly under where I am now, it's 2.9 metres. And there's a big snag and it's showing a couple of fish. I might just turn the fish alarm off. Fish sizes, fish icons, turn them off. Right, 3.5. Right here into this tree looks like the right spot to go. It's quite clear down there and it's 3.7 metres, 3.8. Just hit 4.7 metres, just near the upstream of this rope. They're 4.7 metres directly under this rope swing. 4.7 metres, wow. 3.7 metres along this bank. Certainly deep enough here too, just a fair bit of current, that's all. It's 3.5 metres here and there's not a lot of current, so I could probably get away with putting a net in right here where I am now, but there's a lot of snags on the bottom and here comes a real big one just showing up on the sounder here now. I reckon that if I was to put a let's see if I can get them in a bit better. I reckon that if I was to drop a cray net in here, it'd be an absolute death trap. Well, that was a lovely lunch. You can't go crayfishing without having a couple of cups of noodles. Anyway, it's been a bit over an hour. I might go and check the nets. I might just lock some camera gear up in my car before I leave. This is why I'm not catching anything. They're hiding. I think they're under air attack. Rightio, net number 1. Can you deliver? These nets have been in a little bit over an hour now. Doesn't feel heavy. Doesn't feel promising at all. Oh yes, I've got a little one. You beauty. Even though he's only very, very, very tiny, that has made my day because that has told me that they're here. You see, before I came here today, I didn't even know whether there was any crayfish in this spot. So mate, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very, very much. I'm very appreciative of your appearance today. You don't know how relieved that makes me feel, because I had no idea whether they were even in this particular spot. So to catch one, even though it's only a small one, just to catch that small crayfish is a real massive morale boost, because now I know they're here. There just might not be very many here. This doesn't feel heavy either. Who knows, it might have a real little one in it too. Nothing. Just drop you straight back there. There, I'm wrapped around a tree. I might try a different approach this time. I know I can get through there, but the tree is making it really hard to swing the paddle around. It's not just the current that makes it hard, it's the actual tree that I've got to bash me paddle into. I don't know how I'm going to go here though. There's a branch just under the water. If I can keep my kayak above that branch, if my kayak doesn't hit that branch, I should be pretty fine. If I don't beach like that, no, it's not too bad. Good, that's the easier way. Righty, I've got a renewed enthusiasm checking this net. It didn't seem to sink as deep as what it did down there though. If there's nothing in it, I might move it down to the bottom end of the hole. But having just caught that little crayfish, it's just given me that bit more enthusiasm, that bit more of excitement. Even though it was only one and even though it was only small, it shows me that they're in here. This one's having a hell of a time not getting tangled, and I think it's to do with the current, but I might move it downstream to the bottom end of this big hole. Right, now I'll give those nets a good hour or more. They had a bit over an hour that time, so I'll give them a bit over an hour again. And I might go for a bit of an explore while I'm out on the water. Certainly getting some very good exercise today. Bugging. I've paddled probably half a kilometre up from the car. It's just been wonderful. It's going to be even more wonderful now paddling back because I'm going to be going with the current. Rightio, it's time for the second last check of the nets. It's a bit before 3, I think it's about 10 to 3. So I'll check them now, then I'll come back a bit after 4 and check them again. Now if I get another one like that little one before, I might throw it in my bucket so that I can bring it back over here and get a photo. I'm only just craying right there, so I'll still be releasing it into the same spot. Bombs away. Rightio. This was the net that caught a crayfish before. It's the only net that's caught a crayfish today. Can it catch a crayfish again? Moving out into the current here, which is always a bit of a concern. And look at a big one. Look, your beauty. He's nearly a legal cray, I reckon. Actually got eggs. Look, I said before, if I catch one, I'll take it back to the car and I'll take it back to the car and get a photo. But I'm not going to worry about her because she's got eggs, so she can just go straight back. She'd be almost legal, I reckon, or pretty close to it. Anyhow, sweetheart, before I drift too far away, see you later, darls. You're beauty. That is so good to see that there's breeding crayfish. Anybody that catches a crayfish with eggs, it is crazy important that you do the right thing and release them, so that there's plenty of crayfish here for us in years to come. Hold on. Let's drop that little sink. It's funny how often I go craying and catch all my crays in the one net. Well, it seems to happen a lot. Right, this one was snagged. It's off now though. Right, what have we got? Oh look, 2. It started off really slow. 2, but they're both undersized. Now I said I was going to take one back for a photo, but you bite me on the leg down there, mister. Well, that's a male, but he's undersized. I won't worry about the photo actually. Problem is, if I put that in the bucket, I'm then in possession of an undersized crayfish. And if I say I just wanted it for a photo, they might not buy that and I might get pinged. A lovely undersized male crayfish. Just beautiful. Certainly easier coming up through here than what it is going down through here. Easy peasy Japanesey. I'm always puffed when I check this net because I've just come up over them rapids. Now if there's nothing in this net, I'm going to put it way up there in the middle where the water's really calm, out of the current. Alrighty, here we go. I don't think there's anything, it doesn't feel overly heavy. No, this is a real underachiever today, this net. This is treacherous. Now I've got to get out of this danger zone. I've got to paddle out of trouble. I most definitely would not recommend this sort of activity for somebody without a decent level of kayaking experience. You really need to know how to read the water properly before you take on something like this in the middle of winter when there's just no margin for error. Rightio, time for the final check of the nets. One each pull, and the current's taking me into that tree, which isn't great. Doesn't feel very heavy. The bait has fallen through, and this net is going to end with a score of 2 because there's nothing in it. I'll make a call. I'll get it wrong, but snagged. That's the call. Oh, how disappointing. Hopefully by being in a kayak I can come over away from the snag a bit. The downside to that is that I've got it. If it gives the crayfish time to get out. Look at that. I've got part of a snag and I've got no crayfish. Right, absolutely puffed right out I am. It's up to this net that hasn't got a crayfish all day to deliver the goods on the last run. I dropped the other 2 nets off back at the car. I don't like the chances. This net has remained crayless all day. Rightio folks, I've had an absolute blast. I've never crayfished here before. It's a great place to relax. It's not a great place to come crayfishing. I caught 4, 3 undersized males and 1 lovely female with eggs. So there's a few here, but that's what crayfishing reconnaissance is all about. Sometimes you hit the jackpot and catch heaps. Sometimes you catch nothing. Today's been average. I've had a blast. Thanks very much for watching. If you've liked the video, I want to give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.